कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to the Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya session. Today we'll hear from Canto 6, Chapter 1, Text 21, from His Grace Premasindhu Gauranga Prabhuji. Premasindhu Gauranga Prabhu, you can hear us?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, over to you.
Just give me one moment.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
So let us begin with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, the Ajamila episode. Are you able to see the shared verse here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So today's verse is 21st verse from the first chapter. कान्यकुब्जे द्विजः कश्चिद् दासी पतिर अजामिलः नाम्ना नष्ट सदाचारो दास्या संसर्ग दुष्टिनः दूषितः दास्या संसर्ग दूषितः। Kanyakubje is a place, Kannauj, so just outside of Kanpur. Even today, the Kanyakubja or Kannauji Brahmanas, they are very, very famous as learned Brahmanas. Then, so basically, Ajamila was a Brahmana, is a Kannauji Brahmana near Kanpur. So, Kashchit Dasi Patir, the husband of a low class woman or a prostitute. So, although born in a Brahmin family, but somehow he attained the status of a low class person. Nashta Sadacharaha lost all Brahminical qualities. Dasya of the prostitute. So, he was associating with this prostitute or dasi, and that's why his sad achara, that is good qualities or good conduct, it got nashta, and dushita, contaminated. So in the city known as Kanyakubja, there was a Brahman named Ajamil who married a prostitute, maid servant, and lost all his Brahmanical qualities because of the association of that low class woman. So here is the beginning of Ajamil's pastime. We know that Ajamil's pastime, it brings out the glory of the holy names of the Lord. The pastime is specifically put in Srimad Bhagavatam to bring about the glories, to glorify the holy name of the Lord. The exceptional qualities which the holy name has to liberate a person, and beyond liberation to give Krishna Prem to a person. So these qualities are brought about in this particular pastime. And this pastime of Ajamila is also there in so many other Puranas because it very nicely glorifies the holy name. So here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is giving a basic summary of this pastime, that how Ajamil, he was attracted to the low class woman, and then he married, he drove away his wife, who was a very good wife. And then uh, also Prabhupada is speaking about the holy name here because that is the main theme of this episode. So let us read this purport first, and then we'll discuss about some aspects of chanting the holy name as it is stressed in this particular purport. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the fault of illicit connection with women is that it makes one lose all Brahmanical qualities. In India, there is still a class of servants called Shudras, whose maidservant wives are called Shudranis. Sometimes people who are very lusty establish relationships with such maidservants and sweeping women. Since in the higher statuses of society, they cannot indulge in the habit of women hunting, which is strictly prohibited by social convention. So, somebody who wants illicit connections, they are always looking for an opportunity. So, in the traditional Indian society, for a person to go to prostitutes was not an option. He will be considered as an outcast, and so sometimes they would have secret relationships with the maid servants who would agree to have these kind of relationships. In the Western society, it's there are no social conventions, and so prostitution or illicit sex is happening very openly. But in traditional society, this was the case. People were not very, they could not go to prostitutes, or and so if uh, their character is becoming loose, then they will go hunting for some person like this. So Ajamil, a qualified Brahman youth, he lost all his Brahmanical qualities because of his association with a prostitute. But he was ultimately saved because he had begun the process of Bhakti Yoga. So we'll discuss that uh, where Ajamil stood on the path of Bhakti Yoga. So therefore, in the previous verse, Shukdev Goswami spoke of the person who has only once surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord, Manoha Krishna Padaravindayo, or has just begun the Bhakti Yoga process. Bhakti Yoga begins with Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, hearing and chanting of Lord Vishnu's names, as in the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chanting is the beginning of Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declares, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. So it is very much stressed. There is no other way in Kali Yuga apart from chanting of the holy name. The process of chanting the holy name of the Lord is always superbly effective, but it is especially effective in this age of Kali, which means that even in all the ages, all four ages, the process of chanting of the holy names of the Lord is a effective method for deliverance. But in other ages, there are some other methods also, because the people have a lot of physical, mental capacity to do tapasya and other activities. They have a very long lifespan, and the ether in the other ages is not very disturbed. So as a result, the mind is also very peaceful. So they can do things like going to a secluded place and doing tapasya, meditation, etc. But especially in Kali Yuga, holy name is recommended because the other processes are very difficult to perfect. Its practical effectiveness will now be explained by Shukdev Goswami through the history of Ajamil, who was freed from the hands of Yavdutas because Yamaduta simply because of chanting the holy name of Narayana. Parikshit Maharaj's original question was how to be freed from falling down into hell or into the hands of Yamadutas. In reply, Shukdev Goswami is citing this old historical example to convince Parikshit Maharaj of the potency of Bhakti Yoga, which begins simply by chanting of the Lord's holy name. All the great authorities of Bhakti Yoga recommended the devotional process, beginning with the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Tannama Prahananadivihi. So we see here that Ajamil, he is a very good Brahmana youth, but somehow he falls down in a very abominable position. And then he is delivered by the holy name. So, this is the position of so many people today, that they are born in very wonderful families and they have a very good atmosphere to grow. But uh, the general atmosphere or the dealings in the society, the mood in the society is such that at some point of time, the person gets contaminated. Either in the school itself, because the schools are very terrible, and the kind of association which one gets in the school in childhood, that itself is terrible. If somehow he is saved in the school, then in college, definitely, college is uh, more terrible. And then after college, he is working in the outside world, associating with all kind of dangerous, demoniac people. So there is also a great danger of being contaminated. So Ajamil, he was living in an age where the contamination was not uh, as rampant as we see today. So you will not see any illicit activities happening in the street. Of course, Ajamil saw the Shudrani and Shudra, they were embracing, but that was in a corner in a forest. It does not happen in front of everybody in the street like today. So the possibility of contamination for all of us is far greater than Ajamil. Ajamil was living in a very good environment. So if you compare with today's environment, he was much safer. So even though he fell down, and then he is saved by Namabhas. Namabhas means you are chanting the holy name of the Lord unknowingly. Generally, when we chant the holy name as sadhana, like all of us are doing, whether we are neophytes or whether we are Madhyam Adhikaris or Uttam Adhikaris, we are chanting the holy name knowingly with a purpose. But when the holy name is chanting unknowingly, for example, the name of the Lord, it is mixed in some other word, like diorama. So in the word diorama, the word Rama also comes. Or in case of Ajamil, he is calling out Narayana, not to Narayana in Vaikuntha, but to his son. So this is called as Namabhas, chanting of the holy name unknowingly without a specific purpose of attaining bhakti. So holy name is so potent that even Namabhas can rescue a person from going in the clutches of the Yamadutas. So we see that in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antalila, Haridas Thakur is meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as usual. Every day in the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he would meet Haridas Thakur in Siddhabakul. So once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Haridas Thakur, and there was a discussion, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very concerned that how people in the age of Kali will be delivered, because they have lost all good culture, all good samskaras. Their intelligence is low, and their bodily strength is also very less. Their lifespan is also less. And as the age is progressing, age of Kali, the atmosphere, environment, they are also getting more and more polluted, as we can see. Even 500 years back, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there on the planet, things were much more better. People had a lot of strength. They could focus their mind. But now that has also degraded just in the span of 500 years, which is not a big time span. What to speak of so many thousands of years which are yet to come in the age of Kali. So, in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is discussing with Haridas Thakur that how these people will be delivered. They will all become like Yavanas. Yavanas means Western people, Western civilization. So we can see that today everybody is becoming like Yavanas. Even in India, India is following the West, and they are all becoming like Yavanas. So Yavana culture basically means something which is opposite to Brahminical culture, and also cow killing is very prominent there. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking Haridas Thakur that all these people in Kali Yuga who are like Yavanas, how they will be delivered because they are so busy in performing sinful activities. It makes me very unhappy to see all these people, and I wonder that how they will be delivered. I am very unhappy. So after hearing from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur replies, "My dear Lord, please do not be anxious. Do not be unhappy when you see the suffering condition of the Yavanas. Because the Yavanas, they are used to saying harama, harama. Harama means something which is not good or auspicious. So they will be easily delivered by this namabhas. That is what Haridas Thakur is saying. A devotee who is advanced in ecstatic love, he calls out, O my Lord Ramchandra, O my Lord Ramchandra. But the Yavanas, they say harama, harama, and that is their good fortune. So this kind of conversation comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila, third chapter. So an otherwise sinful person can be delivered by chanting the holy name even when he is referring to something else. Just in the case of Ajamil, he is referring to his son, something else, not Narayan. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking that how those people, sinful people, will be delivered, not only delivered, easily delivered. So Haridas Thakur says the person who is saying haram, haram, he can be delivered. Does it mean that a sinful person who says haram will go back to Godhead at the end of life? Or will he attain impersonal liberation? Or he will get a chance to become a devotee in the future? If just by saying haram, one can go back to Godhead or attain impersonal liberation, why one should practice devotional service? This question comes. Or perhaps he might get a chance to become a devotee in some future life. That is a possibility. So, what is the position of a sinful person? You know, one might say that we are devotees and we are struggling to chant Hare Krishna. And in the course of our chanting, we are committing so many offenses. And after struggling so much, still that Shuddha Nam, ecstasy by chanting the holy name is not coming. On the other hand, you're saying that just by saying Harama, one will be easily delivered. So the question comes that, the position of such a, or the thought comes that the position of such a sinful person, can it be compared to that of a practicing devotee like all of us who are chanting, but we are also committing some offense? So, devotee, he may follow the principles better than the materialistic people. Okay. We don't engage in sinful activities like cow killing or illicit activities, etc. We are practicing devotional culture intentionally, not unintentionally. We have an intention, we have a purpose of attaining Krishna, attaining love of God. We may not be able to do it all the time, but we are trying. Then we still have material attachments. We are chanting inattentively. We might be neglecting the instructions of the spiritual master. And we are also committing Vaishnava Aparadha. So that is our position. So is such a devotee in a more fortunate or less fortunate position than a sinful Yavana who accidentally is chanting Namabhas? That is the question. So are devotees like us who are practicing devotees, but we might be faltering at every step, but still we are trying. Is our position more fortunate or is it less fortunate than a person who is accidentally chanting the Nam, which is Namabhas? Accidental chanting of Nama is called as Namabhas. In short, are the Yavanas easily delivered by Namabhas? And are the neophyte devotees who may commit so many offenses, can they also be easily delivered? So we have given up cow killing. We try to do some devotional service, daily chanting, as we discussed earlier. Although our chanting might be poor and full of offenses, can we also be delivered? So the answer is the name of Krishna is non-different from Krishna himself, because Krishna is absolute and there is no duality in him. So the name is as powerful as Krishna, that all of us know. And because of this, the name can give everything, whether one chants knowingly or unknowingly. But there is one condition here. The chanter of the holy name, he must be free from offenses. So bhakti becomes very easy for a person who is free from offenses. But if there are offenses, then the Nama will not show its full power. The example is like this, we can take an example. We light a matchstick and we throw the matchstick on a pile of or a haystack, a lot of hay is lying there and we throw the matchstick on hay. So if the hay is dry, then it will burn immediately. If the hay is wet, then the matchstick will not burn it. It will only uh, dry it a little bit. First, the smoke will come out, and after the fire will take time, to actually burn the grass, burn the hay. Or the fire, if the hay is very wet, the fire might go out also. It will not burn. In the same way, if person is sinful, but he is not offensive, he can be delivered even by namabhas. But if he has committed offenses in this life, past lives, then the namabhas will first work to remove the offenses. And such person will not be easily delivered. He cannot be easily delivered. He can be delivered, but not easily. So first the namabhas will remove the offenses. Then he will be delivered, just like throwing the matchstick in wet grass or a haystack. The example of Ajamil is explained by Haridas Thakur also in that same section. Ajamil is sinful, but Ajamil is a very special case. Ajamil is not like a Yavana who is a cow killer and who is chanting Harama Harama. That Harama is basically Namabhas. So Ajamil was sinful, but he is not offensive. The Yavana, he has committed so many offenses because he's a sinful, very, very sinful person. And he is continuing his sins, offenses to the holy name, to the Brahmanas, to the cow, etc. So Ajamil is sinful, but he is not offensive. He is not committing offenses because he is not chanting the holy name for as sadhana. He is chanting the holy name as it is accidental in his case. And in his case, particularly, he has not committed any offense. So he is a very special case. And so he was delivered by Namabhas. But this does not happen to everyone who chants Namabhas. So this shows that most people, they still carry offenses. So now we see that Ajamil is chanting Namabhas. But is it that he gets Krishna Prem or he goes back to Godhead directly? No, it's not like that. So he gets a chance to perfect himself. So a person who is delivered by Namabhas, actually he does not get impersonal liberation. He goes to the spiritual world at the end of his life. And Ajamil's case is a very special case. He is chanting Namabhas, but he is chanting Namabhas with affection because he is calling out to his son. And therefore, he is given a chance to practice devotion in the same life. After the Yamdutas go away, and Ajamil has heard the conversation between the Yamdutas and Vishnudutas, he gets a chance. Yamdutas don't take him. And then he gives up his old lifestyle. He goes to Haridwar, where he perfects his life. He attains love of Godhead in Haridwar, and then he goes to Vaikuntha. So the type of liberation depends partly on the mood of Namabhas, how the Namabhas is chanted. If a Yavana is chanting Harama, he may not get the same opportunity. It depends that how many offenses that person has and also how he is chanting. So the absence of offense and the mood, how one is chanting. So who is more fortunate? A non-believer who is chanting Namabhas or a believer like all of us who are deliberately chanting, who have taken up the process of chanting, although our chanting is with offenses. Who is more fortunate? So actually, it seems that person who is chanting Namabhas is more fortunate because he can be delivered. But as we discussed earlier, Ajamila got Krishna Prem because he chanted Namabhas with affection. Otherwise, Namabhas will only give liberation. It cannot give Krishna Prem. So that is why a person who is chanting deliberately, his sadhana is chanting the holy names. Although he is struggling, there are some offenses. That person is more fortunate. Because the final gift of the holy name is not liberation or mukti, but it is bhakti or prema. So the non-believer who is accidentally chanting the holy name or namabhas, he may get mukti. But a believer, he will get Krishna prem. Although it might be delayed. Okay. The non-believer might get it quickly, mukti. But the person, the believer, he will get something more higher, Krishna prem, although it might be delayed. So because prema is far superior, and even if it comes late, that is good. So that is why a person who is a sadhaka, who is deliberately chanting the holy name, is more fortunate. One might say that Ajamil got prema in the same life also, but his case is a very special case. When he received prema, he was no longer a non-believer. Okay. When he chanted his son's name, he was not much interested in bhakti. It was not out of bhakti. But when he heard the conversation between the Vishnudutas and Yamadutas, he no longer remained a non believer. He became a practitioner. And uh, so then he left his home, he went to Haridwar and he practiced pure devotional service. And then he attended Prema Bhakti. Then he went to Vaikuntha. So it was the Nama, chanting of Nama and not Namabhas, which gave him Prema Bhakti. So uh, now the question comes that uh, there are generally we think that there are different stages of chanting like Namaprad, Namabhas, and Shuddhanam. So you must have heard about these three stages. So in the beginning, one is chanting Namaprad, that is chanting of the holy name is there, but the person is also committing offenses. Then Namabhas is basically unintentionally chanting the holy name, as we saw in Ajamil's case. And it is also mixed with some aparadh. And the Shuddhanam is without any offenses. So it is not like these are three different stages on the path of sadhana. That is not a correct understanding. So since we are discussing about Namabhas, we can also discuss this. So a devotee who is a sadhaka of Nama, he is chanting Nama. Okay. It might be any mantra, bona fide mantra which is given in the Vedas. So sadhana is always conscious. Sadhana is a process which is intentional. Namabhas is not intentional, it is not conscious. So the Nama which is chanted in Namabhas is not chanted consciously. Ajamil, who is calling his son Narayana, that is Namabhas, because he was not calling Narayana, but he is calling his son. So the intent here is not devotion. The intent is calling out his son. So when one is chanting uh, without an intention, accidental chanting, it is called as namabhas. As far as sadhakas are concerned, like all of us, we are not chanting with the intention to offend anybody. We are chanting Nam, but because of impurities in our upbringing, samskaras, and also previous sinful activities, which force us to act in a certain way. So there is some offense. But it's not that we are chanting with the intention to offend the holy name. So sadhaka, a person, he is chanting Nama as sadhana, but he may commit offenses during chanting or at other times. Therefore, Namabhas and Namaparad, they are not stages of sadhana. If someone says Krishna, Rama, and he means Krishna, Rama, uh, the Lord himself, Bhagavan, then he is chanting Nama. If someone says Krishna or Rama, referring to someone else, let's say it's the name of a person, that is Namabhas. you know so therefore, when devotees they chant the Maha Mantra, they are chanting Nama, the holy name. They are not chanting Namabhas, or they are not chanting Namaparad. The holy name is always pure. The impurity is in the chanter of the holy name. So it is wrong to say that somebody is chanting Namaparad. No, it's not like that. They are chanting Nama, but the chanter, there is impurity in the chanter, and so there is aparad, in that Nam. But here the chanter is not chanting with the intention to do aparad. So as the chanter, he becomes free from offenses. Then the holy name's full potency will manifest. Offenses, they are like clouds which are covering the sun, and the sun is always shining, but the clouds they block our view. Similarly, the name is always pure, the holy name is always powerful, but offenses prevent us from experiencing that power. So this is the same reason that we are not able to pursue Krishna everywhere. The lack of our devotion is blocking our vision. So when we'll actually become devotees, then we'll be able to feel Krishna's presence also everywhere. So we see here in this particular purport that Ajamil is delivered by chanting the holy names. So the holy name, as we discussed earlier, it is always pure, and whether one chants unintentionally and whether he's chanting intentionally. But of course, how one is chanting, with what intention one is chanting, with what mood one is chanting, and how much a person is free from offenses, that is going to decide the destination of that person. So, holy name of the Lord is definitely the most potent way of deliverance in this age of Kali. But we have to be very, very careful that we also chant the holy name without offenses. So we can stop here. Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. How do we understand Harama Prabhu? Is it Arama or Harama? How do you?
Parama.
Okay. How do we understand that position or stage?
Somebody who is chanting Harama, what is his position? Like that you're saying?
Yes, Prabhu. Right, Prabhu.
So let's say that there is a Yavana or Mlecha, and in their language, the word Harama comes. Harama means something which is not good or dirty. So he's chanting Harama, Harama. And now this person, he has a lot of offenses which he has committed in a previous life and also perhaps in this life. That is the reason why he got that kind of a birth. And since he has offenses, he has also not become a devotee right now. Okay, if the offenses were not there, he would have already started his path of practice of devotional service. So now this person who is chanting Harama will understand that he is chanting Namabhas. Namabhas means accidental chanting of holy name, either in a joking way or unknowing way, like that, accidental way, because the Rama word, it is part of some other word like Harama. You know, there are so many words in English and other languages where uh, this like Rama in Russian, it means frame or to frame something. So it's a very common word in Russian language. So they're always chanting Rama. So we'll understand that by this kind of chanting, their offenses will be removed. Now, if he keeps on going, keeps on committing more and more new offenses, then practically it's not of much use. But at least it is removing some previous offenses. So, in the ultimate sense, it is beneficial for him. That can be understood.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for clarification. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Premasindhu Gauranga Prabhu. No doubt, it was a wonderful class, Prabhuji. I have one question, Prabhu. Typically, we are all working in a multinational environment where the Westerners are, calling colleagues by Krishna, Ram, or those names in a meeting. So, how will they be benefited, Prabhuji? Because I think they are coming under the classification of what you said, probably Harama. They are not, intending to call the Nama, but because there is a name and they are calling by that name, how
Yes,
they will be
definitely.
benefited, Prabhu?
Yes, yes, definitely they will be benefited, and that is why we have a tradition of naming our children, like this, on the names of God or their associates. So that is why the names are like that. The girls are also named uh, on the names of Mother Lakshmi or the consorts of the Lord, consort of Lord Shiva, like that. So that is why the tradition is there. Now, by chanting these names, they will be benefited. But now, how much they will be benefited, then terms and conditions will apply. So we cannot say that uh, this is the exact benefit which he will get. But definitely they will get some benefit without any doubt. And their past sinful activities will also be reduced. They will not be completely finished off because they are committing newer and newer offenses. And so the Nama will, the greatest gift which Nama can give is Prema Bhakti. So that is for all of us who are intentionally chanting the holy name. Although we are having so many obstacles on our path, so we might get name, the ultimate benefit or the ultimate gift of the holy name with some delay, but definitely we'll get it sometime. So that is the greatest gift which we are going to get. If not Krishna Prem, then the holy name can also give liberation, you know. So liberation means now different types of liberation are there. The ultimate liberation is going out of this material world. So one might attain Sayujya Mukti or merging in Brahman. And also best liberation is attaining one's Swarupa, that is Krishna Prem. Then one might merge in Brahma Jyoti. That is also given by holy name. So in one of the in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary, he says that all these yogis and gyanis, they are doing so much tapasya. And what they want to attain? They want to merge in the Brahma Jyoti of the Lord, or basically merge in the body of the Lord. It's called as Sajunja Mukti. And for that, they have to undergo so many austerities. They have to artificially restrain their senses. So much trouble is there, and also perfection on this path does not generally happen in one lifetime. Many lifetimes you have to take birth as a yogi and perfect yourself. So, if the same thing can be achieved by the demons, when Krishna kills somebody, they also get Sayujya Mukti. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that why these people are, toiling so much, endeavoring so much. If just by becoming a demon, one can get same Sayujya Mukti, which they are getting after so many lifetimes of hard endeavor, tapasya, just chant the holy name. Okay, if you don't want Krishna Prem, you don't want to go to Vaikuntha planets, holy name will give you liberation also. I mean, Sayujya Mukti. So you just chant holy name, you'll get it. Why you are bothered about so much tapasya? So the name can also bestow liberation like that. Then the name liberation also means becoming free from one's sinful activities and elevating oneself. So if somebody is in an animal form of life, for him, liberation means that he will get a human form of life. For somebody who is a human being, if he goes to Swargaloka, that is also called as liberation. That is also type of liberation because his status is improved. But of course, going to Swarga and all the devotees are not looking for that. But even that can be given by Nama. We know that if we chant the holy name with a desire to enjoy materially, then we will end up in heavenly planets, isn't it? So Nama can give that also. So Nama can give all types of benefits, benedictions, depending on what is our position and what is our desire. So if somebody is even unintentionally chanting, still he can get some benefit. That is freedom from sinful activities or like that, you can get like that. So some benefit is always there, definitely.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. The other day in the Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, we are hearing one verse, one of the Prabhu, he told about the verse, Murko vadati Vishnaye, Dhira vadati Vishnave. So they say you get the same result, both of them, but it is the bhava in which they are reciting that, is it? Bhava Janadana, is it?
Yes, yes.
Does this apply here, Prabhu? This discussion.
Yes, the mood also is important. For example, someone might chant Krishna's name in a one specific mood, and he might get some swarupa of, let's say, becoming a gopi. Someone might chant in another bhava, and he might attain some other kind of swarupa. So the bhava is also very important, that how you chant the holy name. Somebody might chant just jokingly. In the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, there is a verse. It says that even if somebody chants the holy name jokingly, still there is benefit, or to make fun of somebody. Like I remember once uh, going on, we were doing Harinam in the streets, and in in that street there is one DJ also. The DJ was there with his that vehicle, and some youth were dancing. So when we were chanting Mahamantra, so he also started, he had some record of some film song, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. So he also started playing that. And all the youth who were chanting with the DJ, they also started chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. So of course they were chanting jokingly, or they wanted to mock us in some way. But they're chanting, so they'll get some benefit. But the benefit which they will get and the benefit which we will get, that's
Different.
different. So the mood, definitely it matters.
Yes. Prabhu,
See, the
one,
holy name is a person,
yes,
So the person will reciprocate how you reciprocate with him.
mm,
So let's say you are a person and I call you out with great respect, with great love, and with a desire to serve and develop a relation. Then you will respond in a specific way. If somebody calls your name out unintentionally, then you will just look and that's it. You will see that who is that person, but that person has nothing to do with you. So that's
right.
it, finished. Similarly, the holy name is like that. But just by the holy name looking at that person, some of his sinful activities will be destroyed. That is the benefit they will get. But they will not get the benefit of developing a relationship with the holy name. For that, you need intent. Intent is required.
Yes. Prabhu, we had one doubt. It's not related to the today's verse. Can I just ask you, Prabhu?
Yes, Mati.
We were reading the Canto 1. In that first chapter, 8th verse, he says, Suta Goswami fulfilled all these qualifications as a disciple, and therefore he was endowed with all favors by his learned and self-realized spiritual masters, such as Srila Vyasadeva and others. Like, how do you explain that, Prabhu? Spiritual masters.
I'll
We
have to see in the commentary of that verse what exactly is told by the acharyas. Then I can tell. So, in general, we know that there are so many spiritual masters. It's not only one spiritual master. So, uh, there are many spiritual masters from whom we learn. But in this particular case, I will have to check the commentary and the purport.
And this part is given in the purport only, Prabhu.
1.1.8.
8, Prabhu, in the purport.
Okay, so is there any other question you can ask? Meanwhile, I'll just open and check what is written.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for this wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have one practical problem, Prabhu. I have an acquaintance. She's chanting a lot, but still she's so much, she has so many desires and so many like greediness and attachment. So how should I advise her, Prabhu?
She's stuck with what?
She's chanting, but still she has so many desires and greediness like that, Prabhu. So sometimes she feels bad about that. So what should I advise her, Prabhu?
She has some greediness for wealth.
Yes, like that, for so many desires. Like she's not free from this greediness and desires, Prabhu.
So basically, nobody is free from material desires. All of us have material desires to different extent. And somebody has more, somebody has less. So you can tell her that it does not matter what desires you have, and you continue your devotional service, you continue your chanting. We see in the scriptures that Dhruva Maharaj, he has material desire, isn't it? Dhruva Maharaj wanted a kingdom which is bigger than Brahma's kingdom, his grandfather's kingdom, which is basically not possible. So to get, but by practice of devotional service, even that becomes possible. So it is told in Bhagavatam first canto whether one is full of desires or whether one does not have any desire or whether one has desire for liberation. In all the three cases, you should take shelter of your devotional service. It is explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that when somebody who has desires, material desires, they, for the fulfillment of material desires, they practice devotional service. Some people go to demigods, some people, they will come to Krishna. What happens to them? Uh, Krishna will fulfill their material desires. But after fulfillment of their material desires, that desire will go away. It will not remain. If you get that desire fulfilled by other means, like Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, then that desire will remain. You go to heavenly planets, you enjoy there, you exhaust your karma. Again, the desire remains. You again want to go to heavenly planets. But in this case, one might get that desire fulfilled, but one will not again feel like enjoying that. One will be purified of that desire. So it does not matter if one has material desires. Everybody has material desires, uh, but they should continue the process of devotional service. And devotional service will, and or chanting of the holy names will purify them gradually.
Thank you, Prabhu. So I should tell her to just continue with more intensity, Prabhu.
Yes. Generally, see, material desire means uh, mode of passion. Okay, Rajaguna. So if we actually want to very nicely practice devotional service, then we should come in Sattva Guna. And for coming in Sattva Guna, there are many things which we can practically do. For example, because Sattva Guna is the platform from where you can actually experience the bliss of devotional service. Otherwise, it is like a labor, endeavor, you don't feel that bliss. So for coming in Sattva Guna, there are some very easy things which we can do. First is that we make a daily schedule for ourselves, and we very tenaciously follow that schedule, because a sattvic mind is organized mind. So to be in Sattva Gun means to organize your life. Then another thing which you can do is, this schedule which you make, the schedule should be made in such a way that you can comfortably follow it without forcing yourself too much. If you just force yourself, torture yourself, then that is not Sattva. And it should not be so relaxed also that you go to sleep. So you should make it in such a way that you can follow it comfortably without forcing yourself too much. Then the devotee should try to devote as much time as possible to japa, improving his japa. Let's say he only has time for 16 rounds, but he should very nicely, with proper intent, as we spoke previously, with the proper intent, he should chant his japa. If he has more time, like he's retired and all, then they should give more time to japa. Then one should uh, listen lectures on Shastra, where Shastra is very nicely discussed. Because unless one understands Shastra nicely, one need not become a scholar, but one should understand the intention of the Shastra. One should understand the general principles of Shastra. Then also one should eat a sattvic diet. You should not eat stale food, canned food, etc. And one should keep one's body fit, do some pranayam, asana, go for a walk. So that's all. If you do these many things, then you come to the mode of sattva. So coming to the mode of sattva, you don't have to do some Herculean task. And when you come in the mode of sattva, then you will actually experience the bliss of devotional service. Then all these desires will go away slowly, slowly. Mind will become less and less agitated. So any other question?
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
So I saw this 1.8, 1.1.8, and here I don't see. So who are the other gurus? Nothing in that context is said here.
It's
He said that since you are a disciple having affection for your gurus, they must certainly have revealed the secret to you, and you must have understood all the confidential subjects. While rejecting sages who extract their own ideas from all these confidential topics and then speak, we are
Prabhu,
asking you.
1.1.8, Prabhu.
Yeah, that only. I am reading the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti.
Okay.
So nothing like that is mentioned here, that who exactly were the other gurus. But there might have been other gurus. He must have met other sages. But who exactly are those, that is not mentioned here. In
Okay.
Sridhar Swami's commentary also it is not there. Then in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary it is not there.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Our doubt was whether we should think we have only one spiritual master and the rest are the God brothers, or we should think everyone as our spiritual master, Prabhu. That was our doubt, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, like one Diksha Guru and many Diksha Gurus. That's what we have learned, Prabhu.
Yes, that
We
is true.
want to know here spiritual masters they have given in plural. So is it Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru?
Yeah, Shiksha Guru. So Diksha
Diksha.
Guru is one, but there are so many spiritual masters.
So each one will have only one spiritual master, no, Prabhu?
Yes.
Oh, that was our doubt, Prabhu.
Yes,
But
but Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, they are considered equal only. according to professors.
Yes.
And there are other types of gurus also. Like Jiva Goswami explains about Bhajan Guru, like a person who teaches you how to do bhajan. And so there can be, basically, he is also Shiksha Guru because he is teaching you something. So Diksha Guru can also be Shiksha Guru. That is also a possibility if they have less disciples. Otherwise, they can be different. There can be many Shiksha Gurus also. Like that.
Krishna Prabhuji, one quick question, Prabhuji. So when we typically do Harinam, many people on the street or on the bus, they hear the Harinam, and we hear that they actually acquire the Sukruti or spiritual credits. So what that leads to, Prabhu, is it leading to removal of the sin or offenses, or it will lead to an extent where they can become devotee at later point of time, Prabhuji?
Yeah, so good question. Actually, chanting of the holy name cannot be compared to Agyat Sukruti. That is a wrong conception or understanding. Chanting of the holy name is called as Swarup Siddha Bhakti. There are different types of bhakti which are explained: Arop Siddha, Swarup Siddha, Sambandha Siddha. This is explained by Jiva Goswami. So, chanting of the holy names is generally it is Swarup Siddha Bhakti because it's a direct activity of devotional service. So definitely they will get some benefit. But now if somebody is chanting Namabhas, unintentional chanting, then that's a different story. They'll also get some benefit. But if somebody is really appreciating the holy name and he is reciprocating back, it is called as Swarup Siddha Bhakti. It is a direct devotion. So it will result in development of his devotion service. Yes. And he will get immediate effect, immediate result for that. His bhakti will increase, or whatever, his desire will increase that he should go to temple. So Swarup Siddha Bhakti is something which gives immediate result. You know. And the Agyat Sukruti is actually, it does not give immediate result. And Agyat Sukruti is generally related to pious karmas. Chanting of the holy name, that's why should not be compared to Agyat Sukruti, but rather it is Swarup Siddha Bhakti. So it gives immediate result. Like that. Some immediate elevation is there in your status. So definitely, yes. So definitely, they are getting a lot of benefit if they are reciprocating sincerely with our Harinam. Even if they are not reciprocating sincerely, still they will get some benefit. Okay, so we can.
Thank you, Prabhuji. If there are no other further questions, probably we'll end the session with Vaishnava Pranams. Vanchakalpadubhascha Kripasindhubhyo Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And we'll meet tomorrow, next time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam to all.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.